Okay, so
David's here too.
it's like I said, we're only gonna go inside to move it. We go to the edge of the pit, and then you can see most of the stuff inside, inside this building. Okay.
The first step starts before this reaction.
I'll wait for everyone to move that and I'll, So this is the pit right there. Actually, this is the exact location of the pit that he had here before we backfilled it when we left in
2 years ago?
2017. Yes. So this is, the whole thing here is actually concrete, except in the middle, that was dug out, and this is where the pit was, and this is exactly where the pit is right today.
So you basically kept the pit. I mean, you changed it, but you.
Yeah, we kept the pit, which it was actually, this is all the fill wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
What?
we dug it out again.
What led to the discovery of this? So you came in 2016, and there were several violations
Right.
that were
fire
made.
called.
So in 2016 was when you realized, oh my gosh, this is much worse than, some
Yeah, they called
aesthetic
us, they
violations.
called us and asked for our assistance. The fire, the city in Michigan DEQ at that time. They asked us for it.
So that's when you actually got inside the building to realize what was actually going on.
And
inside
we spent here from April to December cleaning this building.
here. Wow.
We spent about $1.5 million cleaning
Yeah.
what's in the building.
So when you came back in just last time, was the water up in the pit to the top again? Or the water in the pit, or was it just the ground?
I wasn't here. I can't answer that.
Yes.
Can you answer the question?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
there was 3 inches of water over top of this entire area.
So I was gonna mention to you, like I mentioned to you, that, like in there, like look at the steel beam right here, look, it's gone. Look at it. I mean, just give you an idea of what, And then I mentioned to you, like if you look right there, you can see those plating vat right there. Usually we take them out, but we kept it, like I mentioned, but they are not usable anymore. They were pressure washed and cleaned, so they are ready actually to be scrapped as metal.
It could be scrapped, okay.
Yeah.
The concrete can't be reused, but the metal can be reused.
Yeah, I mean, people take it for scrap. Yes. But I mean, you can see if you look around you, everything is corroded.
So explain a little of so like these things up on top are where they work, and then he thought that when it was in operation, it would rain down into here?
If you just imagine the plating shop, imagine a line. There's a line, okay, and the product go from one tank to one tank to it's a series of tanks, and in between, as they move the part are moving, they drip them, and the drips goes on the bar.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what it is. But we're talking, this is not what's only for dripping. This is probably most likely, this is what actually he actually have some liquid that is not usable in those tanks, for example, that he put in there.
And
Yeah.
aside from the
There's
pit,
a pipe, Jay, that empties into that pit. I can show you.
Okay, so
and
we can.
aside from that pit, there were barrels and
There was
other-
5,000 container in this building.
right down here or all over the whole
All
building.
All over.
Wow.
Oh,
Unmarked.
oh,
It was
5,000.
like a
So
pants.
usually, like when plating shop goes out of business, we found a lot of waste, but the number of containers and waste in here was unusually large. There's a lot of meaning that this guy has not actually disposed of anything for a long time, properly disposed of anything for a long time. He might have disposed improper things, which is he just dump them in the pit. So there was 5,000, containers that have acid, cyanide, heavy metal, TC, trichloroethylene. Those are not compatible chemicals. Those are incompatible chemicals because, for example, if an acid and a cyanide react or mix and react, they would produce what we call hydrogen cyanide. They use hydrogen cyanide actually, it's a chemical agent to kill people. That's what they are. But they are not here anymore. All those are removed. There's nothing in this building.
That's part of that first 8-month
Yeah.
cleanup.
Yeah, that was 2
There's
years ago.
nothing in this building that is gonna cause those issues. I wanna make sure that, because everybody thinks like there's no danger from those
No
chemicals anymore.
immediate danger.
So as we've seen the new December leakage onto the expressway, has anything changed down here, or this has been pretty constant since the first cleanup?
Well, when Tricia is the lead unseen coordinator for us here. When she got here, okay, she took, our main goal for the first thing in December is to stop the release going into the highway. So we put 2 sumps, one in here to address the groundwater, to contaminate the groundwater, and one at the bottom of the embankment, along the highway. So since then, we haven't had obviously any problems. So this one, the measure has worked, but this is all temporary and not the permanent measure. That's why we are doing a comprehensive study to determine the movement of the water and what's in the contamination around the building and in the embankment, and we are hoping to design a system that actually can, minimize or prevent any more releases of contaminated groundwater. But groundwater is not an easy issue. Because I collect the groundwater yesterday, because I've been collecting it, I'm collecting the water today. It's generated. It's always, it's a process that's gonna take a long time to clean. It's not gonna be an easy fix, if you wanna call it. But we also taken another measure. We think maybe we'll minimize any more discharges to the highway by installing the trench that Tricia talked about. That trench hopefully will keep the water, contaminated water between here and there, between here and the trench, and we'll see what happens with that.
What about the stuff that's already in the bank? Because that's
We-
electric.
Yes, obviously, yeah, and that's what I'm saying, but we're gonna keep we're keeping the
Yeah.
sum for right now. Again, all those, all those are temporarily measured
Yeah.
Right.
to control, make sure that the site is secure, and we have no more releases to the highway, so, but they are not the final, or this,
The
this
pumps,
are.
the monitoring pumps, you guys say what they're under, do they suck the water in, or does the water migrate naturally?
No, they go natural flow.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying, like, the temporary, because sometimes, I'm saying, we might not be capturing everything.
Yeah, so-
I wanna make sure that we're trying to capture everything, but I don't know if we're capturing everything. Tomorrow is gonna be a test, probably,
Yeah,
and I
right.
don't wanna test myself,
lot of
but
engineering.
tomorrow will be, there's gonna have 3 inches of rain,
Right,
so
right.
hopefully everything will be under control. But we're gonna be here to watch and make sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, I hope this is give you a good idea what's in here.
Yes.
We're not ever trying to hide anything, but we can't bring everybody in here.
No,
And we want
understand.
people to be safe, so that's why we don't want them
We
to.
appreciate this, we keep seeing the pictures from 2 years ago and.
Yeah, you can see there's nothing in here.
Right.
That is an immediate threat to anyone.
Yeah.
Okay? But it doesn't mean that we don't have problem. Obviously, we have a lot of problem in the subsurface soil, in the groundwater, okay? And we are collecting as many samples as we can. We have engineers to work on designing a solution for this problem. So, and we're hoping that,
This one, we'd have to test. The concrete over there that's yellow, yes. You know, you can assume, but over there, it's discolored and
I
So
mean,
in the meantime, as this was operating 2016 and before, people were walking around here with no safety equipment, with no, protections from contamination. What happened to them? Seriously, what
See,
are
I
they?
don't know.
Have they come back? Have they reported? Are they?
I don't know,
I've
but
seen stories of
Yeah.
some of these
Myosha, I mean, I don't know, Myosha, the Michigan
health problems.
Occupational Health and Safety I don't know, should have some information about maybe what was, it was like, what measure were taking place to protect the employee that were working here. But again, we don't work on this, but I can tell you from just, I've been in this business for a long time. If this material here can corrode that steel right there,
Yeah,
I can imagine what that can do to our lung process.
yeah, yeah.
So, it's not good.
So we need people who have worked here for this 20-year period of time when there were violations to come forward.
They're
and-
starting to, people are starting to come forward and family members are starting to
Yeah,
come
I
forward.
mean, it's not, I hope they were, they have the measure to protect them. They should, because that's required by law, but I don't know. We don't, like I said, I don't know if you were in there, but we don't do our program. If everything is going well, I mean, like,
Yeah.
incident, you don't see one of us. Only see us when there's a problem or the place is closed.
These
So
are the
that's why-
crisis guys.
So-
Yeah, so you've seen other sites like this. How does this compare to what you've seen around the state?
Look, I've been in working in, I actually worked in Michigan and live in Michigan for the last at least 30 years, working on those environmental problems. This is unusual amount of waste in this building. I've seen it bad, as bad as this or maybe worse, but this is way too much than somebody like, but again, I will take it, most likely this person was not doing anything proper, that to accumulate that much, waste and not to dispose of them properly. Because they're supposed to be disposed of them properly. I mean, a business like this is gonna generate waste, but that's why you dispose of them properly and you continue to operate.
Yeah, they're good actors
Yes.
here. They're people who follow the
Yeah.
law.
And most people do.
Yeah,
So
and
does
it's,
anybody
it's-
here know who the proper authority to contact if you worked here and you think you might have something to claim?
Myosha, the Michigan Occupational Health and Safety.
Myosha, okay. Thank you.
We'll try and get that word out.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
Over the course of the first violation until this was actually, people came in and stopped the activities here. I mean, can you imagine how many people worked here in
Oh,
and
yeah.
out
Oh,
of this place?
before the first violation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before the first
You're right,
violation,
you're
yeah.
right.
And a lot of people are saying the first violation was in like 2004, but it was in 96.
1996,
And
yeah.
in 1996, that violation wasn't just for the improper storage, it was also for not training employees and not having,
wow.
exit marked
Yeah.
and.
Right.
Where can we find those facts?
We got them from your city. So
Okay.
you
We
guys-
have those.
You guys prepared them for your lawsuit.
Okay,
That's the
great.
context they were in.
Still new city council member here, so I'm just making sure if we're collecting any information that we know where we can verify the
Yeah,
facts.
we
They're
can-
in the final report from Tetra Trek.
Okay, great.
Cleaned up. It's all in the final report.
Thank you.
Well, good. I hope that gives you some information about this project, and we can go back if you want. We can answer more questions if you have any more
Is there
questions.
anything to see in the upper levels? Or
No,
just basically
no.
it?
This is. What's in?
But the whole place had storage. The whole place had
All of the
barrels and
vats are
buckets.
up there, but all of the vats are up there that Jason mentioned, they were all triple rinsed and cleaned and they have a hole in them. The fear when you asked to even come to visit was, look above you, there's holes
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So we're very uncomfortable having anyone come up there,
Mhm.
but that's the only reason why, there's just vats up there, they're all empty,
And
they've all been
we
cleaned.
like to discourage people because right now this is we cleaned it, so
Right,
we won't
right.
clean it. If we have to bring people in here, we cannot allow to bring people. We can't bring people here
Yeah,
because
no,
you
I
have to have the mask, you have to have
I got it.
the proper clothing to get into in. But this is the reason we did this because we know we cleaned everything, and I checked the air. I mean,
Yeah.
not myself. I have my
yeah.
contractor check the air to make sure there's nothing in this building, so I can bring you in. Otherwise, I would not bring you in.
Well, we appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you. And just like for clarification, you guys are so a lot of the pictures that came out from 2016, like the layman person sees like a huge mess outside of any chemical spill. But your guys' only responsibility for cleanup is the chemical spill, right? So they're gonna
And
see pictures of this
the
and they're
chemicals,
still.
and also, like I told you, this was an advantage, but we actually cleaned all the container here. We did the cleanup.
Okay.
So the 5,000 container were here, we actually got them ready and shipped them offsite to, and did the proper disposal for all those 5,000 container, plus the about 40,000 gallon of chrome contaminated liquid that actually was pumped up from that pit.
Wow.
So right now, in this building, I can tell you there's nothing on the surface. You don't see anything. Okay, there is no direct contact hazard. There is no chemical in here. However, we know we have problems subsurface and we have problem with the groundwater. We know that, and that's what we're addressing right now.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Applause.
Well, I gave you a hard
Yeah,
time.
Jim.
Good day.
I'm not standing by Jim.
Oh, well, no, that's a good noise. I mean, our pump's running.
Can you guys introduce yourselves to me just so we know who you are?
Okay, I'm
Your name and like what you're doing here on site.
sure. I'm Jason Alzane. I'm a supervisor with the U.S. EPA Emergency Response Branch.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Trish Edwards, I'm the on-scene coordinator for the site.
Thank you,
with
Trisha.
USDA.
And Trisha, you're the one who's been updating us every week, every Friday, with all the new data that we have.
Yes,
You
yes.
guys are doing a really great job.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate every effort.
Thank you.
And thank you so
No,
much for bringing us in here. I was like,
Stressful, but
It's so,
it's where I want to be.
it's
Yeah.
so much easier to be able to speak to constituents when you can see firsthand.